So, everybody, again, if you're listening, we thank you so much, whether it's on the radio or the podcasting. Please share this interview. And we really appreciate that. Marina Shakour Haber here on the program. She is the happiness guru, and she does have the book out, Your GPS to Happiness: How to Navigate from Where You Are to Fulfillment, Prosperity, and the Life of Your Dreams. That's a handful for me to say, but we made it through, Marina, and we will tease that throughout the interview. But thanks so much for coming on, and we got a lot of things to talk about, so I appreciate you coming on today.
I'm so pleased to be here. Can't begin to tell you.
All right, Marina. So, let's talk about this. So, you call yourself the happiness guru. How did that name come about?
Well, because I write about happiness and I'm all about feeling good. And I'm in a networking group and I have an accountability buddy. And she said, why don't you call yourself the happiness guru? You teach it, you breathe it, you live it. So why don't you just name yourself that? And said, okay, sounds good.
So we talk about this with happiness. A lot of people struggle with being happy, especially when they come to adulthood. I hear this story that kids, and I don't have the correct numbers, but I know kids when they're younger, they're laughing 50 to 100 times a day. Adults, it's like they're lucky if it's 10 to 20 times, if they're lucky. What happens when we're a child and as we grow up into adult? I know you'll probably say bills and everything else in the kitchen sink, but I'll let you say that to the viewers.
I think they have dreams. They have dreams and they have no one that can talk them out of their dreams. They're not yet influenced by failures, by faults, by other people saying to them and believing what they're saying, that you can't do this. They may say it, but they still have these dreams. I can do everything. I can jump off a roof and I survive. I can do anything I want. Then experiences teach us that there is something called failure and we feel bad about failing. There's the thing, we feel bad about failing and we set up a model in our brain, in our ego-based, that tells us that life is very serious. We are here to do our job and we are bound to fail. We are bound to be unhappy. We have to worry. I hear commercials where the woman says she worries about her patient's teeth. Why would you worry about it? You can be concerned, but don't even use such language. I'm worried about it. Don't be. Whatever comes your way, you deal with it and you move on. But it is the worrying, the stressing out over things that are out there somewhere, and we are putting ourselves, lowering our energies, our frequencies, our joy in life. And that is what makes us so heavy and burdened by something that we don't even know will happen. Imaginary burdens.
We're in a tough time in our world's history. COVID, monkeypox, climate change, economic issues, inflation, the list goes on and on. A lot of people are unhappy now. People are worried about losing their homes and paying for all the bills. What would you tell these people, and there's many of them listening right now, from whatever side of the aisle they are politically, what would you tell them to try to get them to become more happy and get through this, traumatic time in our world's history?
First of all, I would ask them, does it help to worry? Right. The answer is no. The answer is no. There are things that we can do nothing about. I cannot do anything about. I personally cannot do anything about the politics. I personally cannot change the climate. I can contribute, but I alone cannot change it. So here's the thing. The only thing that you can change and that you're responsible for is yourself. Your world is within. We live in our inner world and not in the outer world. The outer world is an experience, it's out there. But happiness and equally unhappiness is within. So if you want to feel more comfortable, then you need to make your inner world more comfortable. How do you do that? Avoid stressful thoughts. Avoid a negative painting of your world. It's bad enough. You don't need to add. Take away, take away. Do you remember the movie How's Your Fault, Birdcage with Robin Williams? And they had to take away. It was take away. Do the same with your mind. Take away, don't add. Take away. Don't make things more stressful. There's enough out there. I know. I get infected by it too. And it is an infection. So I choose to limit my intake of negative news. I need to know what's going on so I can respond appropriately, but I don't need to become a victim of these situations. I control how I feel, and I can do that with certain tricks that I go to a place that feels good, and when stress hits me, I go to that place that feels good, and I get right out of it. Those are a few things.
Marina Shakour Haber here on Fire Breathing Rob. And again, definitely check out her book. And we're going to get into that in just a moment. Your GPS to Happiness, how to navigate from where you are to fulfillment, prosperity, and the life of your dreams. Let's talk about the book and just kick that around right now, Marina. Where did the idea for that book come from?
It really started with me observing people, so many people being unhappy and stressed all the time. And I remember a time that my aunt, for example, she would call her and she would start, I feel terrible. Now, I mean, okay, don't start your day like that. Start your day on a better note. Start your day on a positive note. And that's just a way to look at your day. Look at it with gratitude. But that is really how I started. I was in the nursing business, and the nurses are really under tremendous amount of stress. Not only the nurses, but the physicians, all of them. It's stressful. Lives are on the line. I observed it and I realized that it doesn't help by me adding to stress to make stress less. No, you have to really de-stress and work on your inner world to bring it up. So what does that mean? Being. So I divided the book into 3 parts: being, doing, having. We live in a world where we think when I have something which is out there, then I will do something to be happy. But that's the wrong way. I have to be happy, which is within, to then do something and have something as an outcome. It's not the outcome is not it. It is the being that is it, which is it's the reverse model of what we have. Because if you go from having, it's that fleeting moment. Oh, I have that new shiny object. Oh, it excites me. And poof, it's gone, because it has no lasting value. So you need to work on your lasting values, which are all about you being happy.
Would you tell somebody to cut these people off that are bringing the negativity? Would you tell that person, hey, maybe you should try to talk to this man or woman and try to help them out, or just cut them off? What advice would you give to somebody?
It depends on who you are. So
Okay.
if you're already in a fragile state, if you're already vulnerable, then really you cannot take on the burden of helping someone else. The only way you can help someone else by first fixing yourself. So yes, don't join the Ain't It Awful Club. Stay away. Borders, limits, limitations, don't do it. And you can say, it's not about you, it's about me, so that they don't feel bad, and just say, this is about me. I am right now, I can't handle being with whatever, for whatever reason. Find an excuse. You don't have to lie. Find an excuse that right now you can't continue with this relationship. You don't need to continue any bad relationship if it takes away your joy in life simply because you feel, I don't know, obligated to continue something. You're not. Again, if you must fill your own well first. You nourish yourself first. And then, if it is possible, you can try and help that other person. But you're only responsible for yourself. Heal yourself, then you can reach out.
And you've given great advice to people listening. And I hope when they do see this, they really take this to heart, because they need to, really do this. I need to do it. You need to do it. Everybody listening needs to do it because we all have these people in our lives or these thoughts in our lives that are really taking us down. And these techniques will be, very small, but where these techniques will help us get out of that state. And if you do want to learn more about this, I hope that you read the book. And again, for people listening, your GPS to happiness, how to navigate from where you are to fulfill prosperity and the life of your dreams. Again, Maria Shakour Haber here on Fire Breathing Rob, the happiness guru. And as we go to the end of this, Marina, can you tell people why I guess we'll frame it this way. Can you tell people what you hope they get out of this book when they do read it?
Everyone wants to change the world in their way. Wouldn't you say? We all want to change the world to make it a better place. What I've realized is that we can only change the one. But if we change the one, make the one feel better about themselves, feel empowered, raise their vibration, bring joy and happiness into their lives, then we raise our collective consciousness. We all start feeling better. And when we feel better, we raise our collective consciousness to a higher vibration. And that's how we change the thinking and being and feeling of this world. And that will have unbelievable impact on the energy of this world, because everything in the end is energy. Right now, it's heavily on the negative, but by you feeling better, you change it to positive.
Great advice. And we hope to have you on again, Marina. I mean, we need people to listen to this. They're struggling right now. There's a lot of depression, anxiety throughout the past 3 years, especially through this crisis, and even a little bit before that with all the political nonsense going on. Besides the point there, we just hope that you just take this stuff to heart. Try to put these practices into place. They will help you. And I'm going to do it myself, Marina. And I hope the listeners do too. Again, lastly, before we end this conversation, for people listening, again, the book, definitely check it out. It's right behind her, Your GPS to Happiness. Marina, where can people find more about you, your website, social media? Give it all out to the viewers and the listeners.
My website is yourgpstohappiness.com. They find the book on Amazon, or it's also now on Barnes and Noble. Mm-hmm. And they can contact me. They can, through the website, there's a contact form. And I'm on Facebook under Marina Shakour Haber. They can just go for my name or Your GPS to Happiness, and they can find me there. But it's really, website is the key, and contact me.
Now, do you do coaching also then?
Oh, I coach. Yes,
yeah.
I have individual one-on-one coaching. I do groups as well. I will start a group at the end of January, GPS to Happiness, and we follow the book. It's a 12-week course. And I've done it before with great success, but now I have added a few new practices, and I am excited to include them in the new course.
So again, we do hope you get the book, but if you want to find more about Marina and also her coaching, definitely check it out. Facebook, the website. We're going to put all that in the description box also for people if they're listening and driving or, doing other things while they're listening to this, just so they can check it out when they do have that time. So Marina, thanks so much for your time. Greatly appreciate this. And hopefully this isn't the last time we hear from you on the program.
I hope so too. Thank you so much, Rob.